GM everybody, this is Neo from Kaia. Today we are on to the final sessions on the build on Kaia Dev Bootcamp. So we are on to the special editions. Very exciting. We have an AMA with Tofu Story. So without further ado, let's crack on to have Eric and Will from Tofu Story introduce yourself and maybe give us a little bit more informations about what Tofu Story is all about. Maybe over to Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm a software engineer from Taiwan, and we're building Tofu Story. So Tofu Story is a mini dApp built online and based on Kaia. And what Tofu Story did is we provided a free interactive game online, so people who are not familiar with blockchain, they can directly access to the line and then play the game. Also, they can enjoy the transaction security on Kaia.
Over to Will.
Hello everyone, I'm Will. I'm from Tofu Story as well. So some of you might have seen me at the offline events or the podcast as well. So this time, I'm honored to get invited by Kaia to speak on the special bootcamp as well. And the reason why I chose to build on Kaia is that actually before I was also building on Tong. So I really love the narrative of super app platform. Actually, I'm based in Taiwan, so I'm more familiar with Line as well. I know how powerful it is in Taiwan, in Japan, also in Indonesia and Vietnam, Thailand, etc. So that's why we came together, like Eric and I came together, and we decided to build on Kaia and build Tofu Story.
Lovely, thank you, Will and Eric. So we have heard a keyword, the line mini dApps. So for anybody new into this live stream, how would you explain it? The line mini dApps in one sentence for the informations of the audience that we have. Maybe to Eric.
So I will say that line mini dApp, it's kind of like, sorry. So it's kind of like you're building the dApp not on traditional like Web3. People need to access to the website. People need to go into it, connect the wallet, and then it's hard to access the dApp through the normal people. So build online dApp, they can easily access to from their line. They can one click create a wallet and then deposit the Kaia if they want. And it's all simple. It's like everyone can do it, especially like for Line. 90%, 95% of Taiwanese use Line. I think most people in Japan also use Line, Indonesia, and most of them are not like blockchain savvy people, so they can use a link or use some like message from Line. They can directly access our dApp without like setting up their crypto wallet, setting up like the address and deposit Kaia to start our dApp. So that is quite simple for everyone to use it.
Yeah, so basically within the messengers, you can turn up and interact the Web3 via Kaia. Every step, everything, all at once in the messengers app that you're using as a Web2 users. There's a lot of potential of the Web2 user size from the messengers. We're talking about, as I mentioned in the lesson, in the session 2 already for this bootcamp, there's over 250 million monthly active user for both messengers combined for Kaia. As an exclusive layer 1 for both messengers, we're here to build an environment for every dApp developers to create the innovations in our ecosystem. But anyway, so it's longer than one sentence, but let's crack on to the origins of the Tofu Story. So I put on a hat as a entrepreneur, right? So I'm thinking about if I were to build mini dApps or dApps or anything Web3 innovation, they must be coming from a problem that I'm trying to solve. So what actually inspired you and the founders right here to start building the Tofu Story as a line mini dApps to start with?
So we're looking at lots of like the app or like some gamified system on Web3, and we feel like lots of like GameFi dApp, they are hard to play. So they are complicated. They are hard to like it's hard to play for a normal user. It's like tech savvy, and people are hard to like keep playing every day, especially for normal people. So we come up with like the concept for Tofu Story. It's a simple 2048 games. Most people play this game, and then it's simple. The rule is easy. Everyone know how to play it, and we want to start from 1248 that user to familiar with the app, and then they can through this point to get access on Kaia, know more about blockchain, get reward on like Kaia USDT through their playing, and 1248 is like everyone can play it, so they can easily get their task reward. Also, we have like tofu pet, so that some people they want to collect the tofu, collect some like skin they can buy in our in-game purchase, and it's like they can relax after work, not just like still doing the work gamify, still like grinding like our other mini app. So that's the thought we're come up with Tofu Story.
Yeah, so easy assets to most of the games as a marketplace. Then you are having all at one. This kind of improve UX for the users to relax and enjoy the games right there on the platform. Got you as a summary. Rest assured, I think the audience, as I said, the audience, they are developers. They would like to be. They will be certified EVM developers after this bootcamp, and they are also looking into some challenges that they're going to fix. They're going to crack on when it comes to the mini hackathon that we have for this dev bootcamp for them. So I am quite sure everybody is looking for how does it actually look like, the demo. We're going to keep it, probably we're going to hold it a little bit, maybe after this panel very soon. I think Eric will be running a live demo for everybody to understand, to explore what kind of specific features that is actually improve the UX when it comes to what is actually inspired Tofu Story to build a line mini dApps. Next, I think it's more like onto there must be some specific problems, as you mentioned, is all at once platform, you really want to enable it. But compared with the Web3 dApps and the normal Web3 dApps, you mentioned one point, that is normal Web3 dApps, basically they do have a quite fragmented experience, that you might need to do one thing, you might need to go on 10 steps to 10 different protocols, transfer in, transfer out, click a button everywhere. So other than mini dApps as all at once experience for the users, do you have any other differences or problems that you would like to mention for you to actually build on the line mini dApp?
Yeah, also I want to mention like for online main dApp, you don't need to like operate the difficult protocol. You don't need to actually like write the statistical logic on blockchain. You're like it's a combining like Web3 and Web2. So like the developer can build on top of line, use like the line authentication from the main dApp SDK, and then they can easily like connect the wallet. They can create a wallet for you. It's not like you need to set up like different login method from like let's say from different wallet or MetaMask. So it's quite more simple and then easy to access line main dApp.
So I think you mentioned roughly how from the start what kind of dev resources that you're going to be using, line mini dApp SDK. We're going to get to there very soon. I think everybody might be a bit more interesting or maybe intrigued to learn like what was your first prototype, like how different for your first prototype compared with what you have right now, that you deploy more than MVP. So I think there must be some major differences that you want to share your experience like that with the audience. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we're come up with the idea for 2048. So the first prototype is just 2048. It's just like a simple, like without any user experience, without any like design. It's just like 2048, and then like it's quite a lot different from our now. So we want this like interface to be attract people, and then so we have like different color, we have the cute design, and then initially there's no like task, there's no achievement for users, so user can't like earn reward. But as time go through, we implement a task system, achievement system, so people can then have motivation to play the game, and then try to earn reward from everyone, because like you need a motivation to like incentive for player to play. Also like as time going, we have like pet tofu, so people can also collect the tofu if they don't want to play a game, they can collect the tofu, and then they can still earn reward from a tofu, because tofu will be farming and tofu will be like try to work hard and earn reward for you. So that's
Thank you,
quite
Eric.
different from auto prototype.
Yeah, it's very much different, and you will be showing the final versions, which is everybody's is accessing to right now in a second. You mentioned the Line Mini dApp SDK that playing the major, I would say, a center role of your development journey of the Tofu Story. So, how was your experience building with the Line Mini dApps SDK, and maybe anything that say like Kaia SDK, our dev resources, or anything that you are looking to integrate in the Kaia ecosystem, especially those infrastructures? How was your experience that building with these developer resources?
So far, I have a great experience for main dApp SDK, and the tech support team for our main dApp team is really supportive. So as long as I have a question, they will be responsive, and then the experience for using main dApp SDK is really smooth, because you don't need to like output lots of blockchain stuff, and you can like set up first, start your app, and then try to integrate more on Kaia. And what we're going to like try and do with developer resource on Kaia is like we are trying to do like FT or NFT section in for our like pet tofu. So it will be like our journey to making more stuff on Kaia, building on Kaia chain, and we have like some swapping system on that in the future.
So I think when you mention those kind of dev resources that you have been using, and the dev development journey that you're having, so I was just actually having a questions on to, I mean, as a follow up, like I'm quite sure the audience, especially those soon to be certified developers, they're very interested in learning how different is it going to be building a normal, like a normal dApps on any layer one ecosystem compared with building a specific, mini dApps right there on Kaia. So how this experience, like development experience, would be very different from each other. Could you like suggest some example maybe to the audience?
Yeah, that is quite different. So for no more like dApp or on Web3, you need to let's say you need to let user connect your MetaMask, you need to read their assets, and then you need to do authentication based on their wallet you connect, and then also you need to like build like on-chain transaction for every step on like DeFi or GameFi. It's quite different on Line main dApp SDK. So you can easily connect, let's say OKX, and you can connect even your Google account, and you can connect your Line to create a wallet, so that user have more method to logging. It's not like limited to MetaMask, limited to like the EVM wallet, and also like for development side, it's easy to develop from SDK. So you can extend for EVM smart contract later, but you can start from Web2 method, um, and then connect the wallet provided by SDK.
Thank you. So we only mentioned SDK. Is there any dev tools or resources or infrastructures they within the Kaia ecosystem or the Lime Mini Dap ecosystem that you feel like that is the biggest game changers for you when it comes to developing Tofu Story that you might
Sir,
be able to suggest?
can you mention the question again?
So is there any, I mean, other than at the SDK that we have for the mini dApps, is there any other dev tools or dev resources that you when it comes to your development journey that you feel like it's a game changer? Like really, it's good that I have these developer resources during my development journey that is actually making a difference, other than the SDK. Yeah.
So I think SDK is is a biggest game changer. Other than SDK is like, so we also like have a reward sending by Kaia and USDT. It's quite similar to EVM chain because we stand it like through the blockchain transaction.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I think the biggest changer would be SDK. Other than that, it would be like more EVM chain basic.
Yeah, and the SDK also offer you, all at once, experience for the developers. You will be able to authenticate and connect with the line messengers very easy with your Web3 wallet, and everything for the authentication and login and everything just happen all at once with all the features available on the Mini-dApps SDK for the Mini-dApps developers like yourself. I think maybe we could. This is really for the knowledge of the developers who are watching this or listening to this while you're doing your own stuff. But anyway, GM. So, Eric, if a person would like to like building mini dApps from the experience of building a normal dApps in the EVM chain, say like Kaia, how would you and what would you recommend? Or maybe you can share the steps that actually take you to start with building these mini dApps online messengers with your experience as a Web3 developers. First step, maybe, I don't know, you still need to have your smart contract with your use cases, or maybe you start with the front end. What was the methodology, or what was the sequences that Tofu Story was taking?
Yeah, so we start from the Line Messenger API because our intention is to build on top of Line. So Line is our most focus point. So our first step is to see the Line doc and then try to implement how to do line logging, and then we got SDK permission because you need the permission to use SDK before before your small demo. So first we build simple like 1248 games, and then we try to log in with Line, and then we got SDK permission. So once we got a SDK, we start to building like connect SDK like users wallet. They can play on website, and they can connect their Google account to login inside of Line, and then we got everything we need. Then we try to like improve our like gaming system, and then like such as like task and achievement.
So to summarize, what would be the biggest technical takeaway for your development journey at Kaia or during the mini dApps ecosystem that you're having?
I will say that as combining Web 2 and Web 3. So I have like some experience for Web 2 and Web 3, but I never combine it together. And then it's quite interesting because like you can connect, you can use your knowledge in Web 2, like that's such as like Line developer portal, and you can log in with Line and then get the users like sending invitation to others, and then you also can like process on-chain transaction. You can trade doing the trade-off between the Web 2 and Web 3 because like we know like Web 3 is hard to access, and Web 2 is easy to access, but it's not like transparent and not transparent. But for users, they can choose, for example, in-game purchase, they can choose either like doing a Kaia payment or doing the Fire payment. Like for Fire, they can like directly use their credit card because like not every people have Kaia, and not every people can like deposit Kaia to their wallet. It's hard to access. So in that case, they can use their credit card to easily buy our item. So that's the biggest takeaway from me to learning how to combine like Web 2 and Web 3 customers.
Very nice, Eric. So sounds like everything was very smooth during your development journey. Have you come across any unexpected features when you were, developing Tofu Story, which suggest and make you and push you to actually rethink about maybe the product offering of Tofu Story to your users?
So one of the unexpected behavior is like we have lots of users, but some of the users like they are bad users. They're trying to spend like our app. They're trying to like doing lots of account and do like DDoS, in the beginning.
Mm.
We didn't expect like we have like that many users at one time, so it make our app a little bit unstable. But then we resolve it like by like some Web 2 rate limitation or like
Rate
IP
limiting,
blocking.
yeah.
Yeah. So we it's not all expected, but I'm glad that like lots of people love it. It's just like a small portion of people that might be like hate our app and then do like DDoS, but we also like still love people to playing our game. So we want the system to be stable. We want that everyone can play it at every time if they want.
Yeah, a very classic. People will be solving the DDoS with the rate limiting on the server perspective. Yeah, totally got it. So actually, for this, when you mentioned DDoS, I am really interesting to learn, really intrigued to learn whether there's any security implementations of Tofu Story, or you are considering, having the smart contract that you have actually go through some audit, or maybe even going to the bug bounty so that other developers will be able to help you to uphold or upholding the security quality of your Tofu Story, so of your mini dApp. So, do you think of any security implementations, and that is
Yeah.
already in
So
place? Yeah.
yeah. So we are at 248, so it's like front end game if you don't have like any security, but we don't want like people to just like sending the score over to server. So in the beginning, like we record every step, we we send every step to backend, but that's not efficient, and then that's called like a lot of like API cost and then server cost. So then
Okay.
we implement stuff like deterministic RNG system, so like people we have like a pure like the random number, and then they will follow deterministic process to generate the game result. So at this point we can like migrate to smart contracts, so that because it's not possible like you every 248 move you push it on chain. So I think in the future we can like have a random number off for this game, and then we can like still like push it to smart contract to based on like deterministic process. So it will be more like feasible for to put this game on chain.
Yeah. So obviously about random number generations, obviously in Kaia ecosystem, there are many infrastructures will be off to support our mini dApps developers like Tofu Story, or dApp developers. All these kind of oracles. Different type of ecosystem tech infra will be ready to support if there's any need from our developers across the ecosystem. So when it comes to the ecosystem as a whole, how has the Kaia ecosystem support your journey, of development, say like the infra or grants or anything major or generally that you would like to mention, your experience building on Kaia ecosystem?
Yeah, I would say that the SDK have provided Kaya payment for that is really smooth, and we're trying to make our, like as I mentioned, we're trying to make popular our in-game token to FT, and then we're trying to make our tofu, the pet tofu, to NFT, and then I believe like the Kaya will have support for NFT, and then there's some program for grant and grants. We're trying to apply this grant so that we can have more runway for our like game, because our game mostly they can play on free. They can also play like in-game purchase, but mostly our game is free. So we want like some. We also like will apply some grant for like better performance or better runway.
Yeah, I heard the word runway for three times already with your latest answer. I think it might be the time we switch it over to Will about the future plan for the Tofu Story. What would be the next for Tofu Story, Will? Do you want to shed some light for the audience?
Yes, for sure. So last weekend we just have a major upgrade of Tofu Story, which is the Tofu leveling system. So this is also kind of related, like the mechanism behind leveling system is also kind of similar to achievement system. Actually, we ask our players to deposit Kaya, and in return they can level up their Tofus. So currently, like most players, they are leveling up their rare is Tofus, like 5-star Tofus, because they can earn more beans and line points. And Eric will talk more about line points later, but I would like to mention it a bit. So we are currently the only mini dApps that provides people to earn line points, and we are unlocking the line point store in August, and people will be able to swap the in-game line points to USDT, which is like we believe stablecoin will be a major thing on Kaia very soon. And also, next week we are having a on-site event in Taipei, which is a eating competition, eating tofu competition, and we will provide some rewards for the winners as well. And there we are going to announce our very first IP product. So we have invited a lot of KOLs, friends, and community members and ambassadors to join our events. And yeah, back to the next plan. After Line Point Store, we also have a lot of things to do, which is like the secondary market of tofu, pet tofus, and also we are going to design card games as well. So there are a lot of things to do like in the future. But right now we are focusing on IP products by the end of July, and also Line Point Store by mid-August.
Good to know. You also mentioned some community event that will take place next week or next month. There are different major conferences upcoming. WebX, KBW, Taipei Blockchain Week and Token in Singapore, majorly happening in Singapore. Majorly happening in Asia in the second half of the year. Especially after EFCC. Like, you got any plan to in attendance for this event for the Tofu team?
Yeah. So since Eric is based in New York, so he will mainly join the conference in the East. But I will help represent Tofu Story to join the events in APEC, the conferences in APEC. So the next conference I will join is WebX. Right now, actually, we have a Japanese advisor, and he is also helping us to organize a side event as well. We have 3 different options, and they are all restaurants that mainly sell tofu dishes. So it's gonna be very interesting. And at that time, we actually want to show muscles to the Japanese community and KOs, let them know we have a lot of community members, ambassadors in Taiwan. Also, we would like to invite some heads in Kaia to join our events in person as well. So maybe at that time, Neil, you can also come and join as well.
For your honesty, we will be there. First thing, supporting our ecosystem partners, ecosystem dApps and project like Tofu Story. Very amazing. Do you have one more questions right there before we actually wrap up our panel, and then we go straight onto the demo? I think Eric could not wait to show how amazing the Tofu product is going to be, in front of your eyes. Will, you mentioned some keywords, say like stablecoin. There's some use cases with the Lioncoin, and then that Kaia has been implementing and announced the native stablecoin implementation on which is a USDT on Kaia. So with that, the ecosystem initiative is going to go into the directions of stablecoin. Based on stablecoin, we will diversify different use cases of DeFi, and also kick off the PayFi ecosystem that we will be having, that to connect the digital sales with the physical transactions as well, and merchants for sure. So with that, as a flywheel, the Kaia ecosystem is heading onto. For Tofu Story, other than that, say like USDT or stablecoin use case that you mentioned, is there anything that Tofu Story would be thinking or planning to kind of be in line with this kind of ecosystem initiative of Kaia?
So about the stablecoin part, I want to back to the core of stablecoin, like how we can leverage stablecoin to do everything. So the most important thing for stablecoin is definitely the liquidity. As far as I know right now, we have issued around 100 mil USDT on Kaia, but most of the USDT are actually still in SEX right now. So how can we let incentivize people to deposit? We say withdraw USDT, Kaia USDT from the SEX to Kaia blockchain is very important. So we would like to be one of the main helpers to help make this happen. So what we do is that we are going to distribute as many USDT as possible to our community members. And how do we make it? Is that we are going to reset our achievement system and changing most of our rewards to USDT. It was previously Kaia, but we are going to change to USDT. And also later for the line point store, we will firstly unlock people to swap in-game line points to USDT, which is also helping the distribution. And we believe this is a win-win situation because if the TVL of USDT grow in Kaia, that means we have a chance to grow the DeFi ecosystem in Kaia as well. And as long as the liquidity is here, people definitely want to do more on Kaia, and they will notice Tofu Story. And what we would like to do is also another thing. We would like to do DeFi gamification as well. So, like Eric mentioned, pet tofus right now we can actually the players can ask the pet tofus to farm beans and line points, but later we are considering to unlock like a system that people can farm USDT as well. So right now we are in talk with some partners like Capybara DEX, Layer Finance, and also there is one product I know like Kaia is building, but I'm not sure if we can disclose right now. But we are partnering with a lot of different DeFi products, and they all provide some healthy APY. So if we can partner with them, we can actually like provide our players to earn APY. But they actually don't know they are earning APY. They are just feel that like their tofus are farming USDT for them. Yeah.
Very happy to learn. One of major ecosystem project like yours, having this mindset, thinking about a win-win, building a bigger pie together with the ecosystem. Liquidity is actually the key point for any DeFi use cases to be successful. Many dApps or dApp perspective, of course, could drive in the liquidity via the users, or via the volumes. From the infra perspective of our ecosystem, could also have a bit more tools that think about. That could be bridge over some liquidity over with the same stable coin from other chain, and maybe more breaching innovations of it, then more dApps will be able to use it. I think from the ecosystem perspective of Kaia, we are also 24/7 thinking about what we could do the best to provide the best liquidity, I would say, liquidity plug or infra for our dApps, so that that will be interacting to direct the users to bring in more liquidity, especially those liquidity coming from the messengers or Web2 users. That is really huge. If you think about 250 million monthly active users, everybody spend $1. That's really a lot that we talk about right here. So and people may say off-ramp, on-ramp may be very important for the Web2, but we're not going to dig too deep onto it. And maybe Will, you have something you would like to share? I saw you actually you would like to share something, maybe. Yeah.
Another thing about stablecoins, that the reason why I'm really bullish on Kaia is that I frequently read the proposal from governance councils, and I saw it. I think it's GP10, like talking about stablecoin summer. Like the proposal thoroughly write how Kaia wants to build the ecosystem with stablecoin, and I see like the Kaia Foundation is following the roadmap and making things happen. So that's why I feel I feel trust in Kaia Foundation, and believe we should also focus on stablecoin and like match your trending.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, for building that ecosystem. We will make sure you will be on the safe hands with the right environment to triumph your use cases in our ecosystem and being the rock star mini dApps or applications in our ecosystem. Yes, I think for the panel, it's time to wrap up. And I think for Eric or Will, each of you may be able to help. I guess Tofu Story, you will share all this kind of, how people will be following you after the demo. Eric maybe have a slide of it. But what would be your final advice for the devs, or maybe preliminary or very early stage dev that are looking to build their line mini dApps? What would be your final advice for this group of people, developers?
So I'll get advice for like start building now, because like Kaia a lot it's still early for main dApp line, and then there's still like lots of like potential users. They are not they're still not know like line have main dApp. So I would suggest them to like build it now, and then I'll try to reach out to Kaia Foundation and Kaia support to get SDK, and then build your own stuff on line.
Will, some final advice from our advisor of Tofu Story. It should be gold. Over to you, Will.
Yeah, so Eric will be talking about the technical side, but I will be more focusing on like how you can like promote your dApps to Kaia community. So the first thing you have to focus is like you have to let the community feel like you care about them. If you are not frequently showing up like in your community, they will just feel like there is no update. If there is no update, it means like basically the project is dead. So we can see like there are actually a lot of mini dApps didn't do well here, and endly they lose the users that originally interested in their mini dApps. But if they can just like post some tweets, like 1 to 2 days a tweet, actually you can just keep the users staying there and believe in you guys. And another thing, the other thing I would like to mention is that since we are building online, right? So we should leverage the tools that Line platform provide. Like Line actually have Line official ads manager that you can host some lucky draw online or also have some coupons, etc. But I've seen like most of the mini dApps, they are not using this. They just use the official account, Line official account as a entrance for people to get in, but they are not sharing news or updates with the push notification for their official account subscribers, which is really a pity. But we are actually pushing notifications like every week to our subscribers and let them know the major upgrades every week. So if you want to build on mini dApps, I believe you have to focus on these 2 points.
Thank you from our advisor of Tofu Story. Now we wrap up the panel sessions of these special editions. So what's going to happen is like, I'm quite sure you have a lot of questions. I mean, the audience who have been watching this, hold your questions. If you do have some, feel free to put it right there on the comments. On maybe you can reply, put some replies and put some threads right there. That's fine. We will just capture a few of the questions to answer after the demo. So going for Eric, our co-developers of Tofu Story, will be going for a live demo with everybody. I'm quite sure everybody is very excited to learn what is it actually about for Tofu Story. Over to Eric to take away the stage.
Yeah, so I'll start with demo for Tofu Story. I'll first start from I'll log in with my web, so I'll open the accounting window to show how they can log in with different method. So when user click on manage web, you can select Line or Apple, like various stuff, or OKS wallet and Bigget wallet, and then that can log in. Let me show my here. So since I already logged in with this browser, and it will ask me to do like sign to mini dApp and do approval for login to app. I'll do like simple, and then you are able to log in with your define. And start from the first screen is like an announcement. Let me change it to English so that you can get it. So we have announcement for our app, and then it's a simple 248 games, and user can play it. Like it is a web version, so they can play by their like keyboard, and we have like some in-game item. So it's a free game, but users are able to buy more around and delete the tile and do some bonus for their things earned. And I can see their best score here. Also, as I mentioned, there's a task achievement for um, this app. So user can earn some like beans or like line point through our app. And line point and Kaia is an incentive, quite a big incentive for users because it's like a crypto real money for that. And for achievement system, they're able to let's say here they're able to like how many in-game items they use and how many rounds they play. They can easily earn their beans here. And moreover, like we have showed the reward the user can earn. It's not only like in-game token. The user can earn a real Kaia based on the game they played or higher score or the pet tofu they have. And so it's not just like a in-game token. They have incentive, they have a motivation to play this app and try to earn the USDT and Kaia as they want. And we also have a leaderboard for the system. So leaderboard is we have like different ranking. We have like bronze, we have silver, we have gold, and user can also like try to be on top of this. They can have their ranking, and they can have they can see a weekly ranking for this club. So that user have more like different motivation. It's not only like earn reward, but they can try to play games to be a higher rank. They can achieve their they can do a sense of achievement for playing this game. Also, we have like a guild system, so user can then have a user can then see the guild they want to join, and then they can join the guild. They can have the benefit for the guild. And next going on is the Tofu packs system. So instead of like only 248 games, they can be also a collectible game, and people can buy it through USD or Kaia. So how the process? So for USD, I can try it. So it'll pop out a Stripe checkout page, and then you can link your MasterCard or Visa card. You can select your card here, and then yeah, let me check. And then input your like district or zip code, so, and then you can pay it by the credit card. So it make it eliminate the access problem for non-blockchain people because they don't want to deposit Kaia. They can directly pay with their credit card. Okay. Okay, for Kaia, they also can pay with Kaia if they want, and then it's a real-time ratio for USD and Kaia. So we use it whenever user click Kaia, it also pop out a signed transaction for a contract execution for sending the Kaia to our app, and it'll be like on-chain transaction. They'll send it to our revenue, and it makes the user, if they don't want to use their credit card, they can use Kaia to spend with crypto, because some of people, they don't want to use credit card. They can like use Kaia, use crypto on chain. Okay, and then once they buy the tofu, they can open from here, and we have like 1 pack of 10 pack. So when user open the pack, they can see the tofu. And here's a cute pet tofu here. Sorry, I guess it's a bit late for my Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, Sorry, it's a bit. There's a Wi-Fi connection issue for my.
Yeah, I think Eric will come back in a second. During the time, Will, you have anything you would like to add? Or Eric is actually back.
There's a Wi-Fi connection issue. What did I miss anything?
So you were on the final step, which is probably you were just finish up trying to showcase the Kaia transactions, and you were unpacking one of the very cool Tofu characters. Yeah, maybe
Okay,
just going back.
yeah, I changed to my phone network. There's a bad Wi-Fi signal here. I'll use my phone network. Okay. Yeah, I was still open the pack here. So you can see your pet tofu, and you can also see your collection in here. So here's our collection system, and each tofu have their level. You can level up from the tofu, and there's some genre like this from Taiwan. There's soy milk from Taiwan, and people can earn the beans and line point from the tofu they got. And then you can start farming by your tofu, and then you'll see like farming is going based on tofu you got. So there's a quite collectible game, so user can feel relaxed by this small cute tofu. Okay. And one of the things I want to share is for Line Mini dApp is better you can support like different language, because online there's like Korean people, Japanese people, Taiwan people, and like world people. So you can change your like gaming language, implement in your system, so that people can use the language they want in your app. Next, I want to show how it's working on phone.
So when we heard the phone, the word of phone, probably that was where the problem start behaving. Will you have anything you?
Say what?
Eric, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hear me okay? Yeah, we can hear you okay. Please continue on the phone demo.
Okay. Yeah. So what we want to build on online dApp is like we can utilize the users online. There's 200 million users online. So you can have like your official account, and then people can directly play in your official account. So how this works is you can directly play the click a play button in official account, and then they'll bring you to the app. And it's so simple. You just need to click connect, and then you can use your line to log in. You don't need to operate anything. You don't need to input. Sorry, what? Yeah. You don't need to do anything like email or password. You don't need to connect a wallet once you log in. And here's how we want to do in line. It's like simple logging, simple access in our app. And one of the cool feature I want to share is you can also utilize Line message API. You can also, like, for example, if I want to invite somebody to join the app, I can directly click the invite, and then I can share this app to like some users, and with your referral link. For example, I can share it. That says I share to official account, and then you can see like we share that we directly share something we want here, and then with a referral link, and it's like utilize the GM. Yeah, it's we utilize the Line infrastructure to like making more possibility to untap. So that's quite cool. and then people don't need to worry about like how it's hard for you to access crypto. They don't need to worry about like crypto is hard, like GameFi is hard, dApp is hard. They can directly use Line to log in, and then enjoy the game, enjoy the old mini dApp on Line. So that's our perspective, and we believe in future like more and more people can join, and then that develop more dApp so that people have more choice, people have more dApp can use it. Yep. And also like the also most interface is similar, but with better UX, UI UX, because that is fit on our phone. It's super similar on web in this website here. So that is all my demo, and we can move on to like next section for like question and answer section.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Tofu Story team. For the audience, if you do have any questions, feel free to put it on the comment sections on this live stream post. And at the same time, also want to also mention if you don't have your answers if you don't have your questions get answered during this live, we will always handling it even after this session. So going back to Eric, obviously it's not some questions. It's more like really lovely to see the demo. I think going forward, we will be seeing we could use the USDT to unpack some of the tofu pack. I would say that might be the next step. It's very nice that Tofu Story has built these mini dApps. Do you have the interactions with the messengers itself? Then you can actually create the invite link and actually invite and share the NFT. Get to have a look and view the NFT with your friends on the Line messengers. So basically, this is all about the in-app experience that we were talking about during the panel. Again, if you do have your questions, you don't have to worry that not get answered. We will always process that and get it answered at the end of the sessions or after the sessions in the same X thread that we have right here. Now we move on to the next session. So this is about wrapping up the build on Kaia Dev Bootcamp. For audience on X right now, you're watching these, you might not be one of the soon-to-be certified developers on EVM, because that is actually the last session of this cohort of the build on Kaia Dev Bootcamp. And that's why we have these special editions to invite a real-life mini dApp developers and a very successful one like Tofu Story to show us in firsthand how they build the mini dApps and how the mini dApps is looking like and what will the future plan of it. Of course, we want to see more example, but it's time, probably it's time to say goodbye for this cohort. And yeah, so let me just have a quick sharing. So if everybody can actually see the screen right now, you are onto the slide that I'm trying to wrap up. So the topic is to wrapping up until the next cohort that we have. So as you may know, the Dev Bootcamp, everybody will be able to join. We're trying to run on the cohort base for every quarter. We're trying to also thinking about some localized versions of it, so that every developers from individual regions that's Kaia and the Line ecosystem has been focusing will be having a taste on learning and to be the certified EVM developers, so on and so forth, being a successful mini dApp developers in the Kaia ecosystem or in any messengers layer one. Obviously, we would like that to be on Kaia. But we are building an open ecosystem. Web3 is open. We hope you will be successful first, and maybe in the futures only on Kaia if you feel like working on one ecosystem is something that you are looking into, being successful with it, with the ecosystem. Exactly the Tofu Story mindset right here. Actually, most of the audience right here may be joining only this. This might be other than the orientation session, which is 2 months ago before the lesson one. That is another session that we want to share with the open public for you to understand how this this kind of bootcamp will be looking like for the build on Kaia developers, this kind of format. Actually, before that, we have successfully delivered 12 lessons already, and it was across 60 days. Thank you for the patience for anybody stay on with us to become a certified EVM developers. We have delivered more than 13 sessions. Is all about more than 30 hours that we have been sticking with each other live. You ask questions, we answer it, so on and so forth, until you're ready to build your first dApps on Kaia. Yeah, so there's a lot of memories. Thank you very much. We're going to miss you, but not so long, because I think we will be having a comeback of the Dev Bootcamp. We are on a mission, not only onboarding the Web2 users to Web3. Of course, this is the most important, but more use cases will help onboarding process to the user easier, and it will bring more fun and competitions to the ecosystem for a successful ecosystem to be born. And we are on a mission also nurturing and maybe getting the Web2 developers ready, or maybe getting most of the Web3 developers ready to build your very first mini dApps or dApps on Kaia as an EVM chain in the Ethereum ecosystem, I would say. In the EVM ecosystem, we hope we will be the very first chain for you to start your journey, and we will be here and sticking with it. If that is not cohort-based, you will find so many, on-demand learning on some of the platform that you will see. I did not mention anything, but you might be seeing some kind of announcement that you can actually learn to be a certified EVM blockchain developer on demand exclusively on Kaia. As we always mention again and again across this session during the panel, I think we'll also mention that is a proposal that is about Kaia stablecoin summer, that actually lay out very clear steps to follow, and step by step we deliver our result, and we hope there will be more adoptions via the mini dApps, via the stablecoin, all the way to the DeFi. Then we can actually connect the digital world with the physical, I would say, users during anything that related for your living, just like why you are going into the super app as a messengers in the first place. We want this experience extend to the Web3 exclusively on Kaia to start with. And then later on, maybe you will have many assets, many interactions that you would like to do. That's totally fine. But we are very happy to be the first, and of course, to be the biggest supporters of your Web3 journey. So stablecoin summer, as we announced more than a month ago, we have officially announced we have on board, and we have our official Web3, I would say the native stablecoin implementations on Kaia enabled by Tether. So USDT on Kaia is what we are looking into. And because of the fact that whenever people are speaking about more UX, improved UX on the mini dApps ecosystem, first thing, you need to have more use cases before talking about the UX. And we are also understand this point. And with the stablecoin summer, this is actually not official announced, but only for you today as a gift that you stay with us over 60 minutes right now already. Thank you very much for your support and staying with us. It's actually for you. We are planning to roll out a stablecoin summer hackathon in this summer. And then each of the, I would say some of the conferences in Asia, upcoming one, that you will be seeing some of the footprint of the stablecoin summer hackathon of Kaia. And we also have the latest features with our latest v.2.03 versions. Actually, from version 2, we already rolled out the gas abstractions. When we roll out the gas abstractions, and obviously everybody will be able to use the USDT and specific mini dApp token, a few of them to start with, to pay for gas on Kaia. So it's not like anymore in the past that you have to get your Kaia to pay for the gas. If you don't have Kaia, what should I do? no longer being this. We hope you enjoy the guest abstractions, the power, the UX, the improved UX that we bring it over for every transaction that you trying to go roll out on the Kaia network, on any ecosystem wallet of Kaia. You will be having a drop down to pick for currency or token other than Kaia to pay for the gas. So that is the whole idea of it. Now, for some of the audience, you are experienced developers. You might be the participant of these mini dApp. I would say the Build on Kaia Bootcamp, and sooner or later, maybe we will have some mini dApp Bootcamp content of it specifically. But before that, if you're already very experienced after this session, you know roughly, based on Eric and everybody share, roughly, as a Web3 developers, you know where to get on it, and you are already very successful on other ecosystem, and you wanted to try out whether you'll be building up some very important values, transitions, or accrual like that on the Kaia ecosystem. We are very much open our arms, welcoming you to apply for Kaia Wave. We will be having more seasons of Kaia Wave coming up, but anytime 24/7, we will be very much here, listening and waiting for your application and onboarding you and give you the right support as one of the mini dApp listed on the dApp portal online messengers. So far, we have onboard more than 113 million of the users since January 22nd. I think that was about 170 days ago. Certainly, the numbers will be way higher right now. But so far, out of the 1,000 project pool, we only onboard 83 projects. So it's really competitive. It's selective, but really competitive. But it's really because of the competitiveness and everything. Every project being on board, they are the best of the best, and we are very much sure that they will be serving the right purpose, onboarding the Web2 messengers user to the Web3 via their use cases like that as a mini dApp in the messengers. We are expecting 300 plus project, by the end of this year, and our Kaia Wave team, they are 24/7 on full throttle trying their best since January. It's a long journey for everybody. We hope we could bring more diversity and the full collections of the mini dApp project to our ecosystem users. And of course, the community that we are having from the messengers perspective, the Web2 users and messengers users. After all this, we would like to have everybody to remember Kaia as a Asia super app chain based on the messengers, and mobile first gateway to the Web3, also based on the messengers. And most importantly, we're looking to be the stablecoin gateway in Asia. And Kaia project is the exclusive blockchain for both KakaoTalk and Line messengers. And we will continue serving our purposes in our very niche industry categories. If you may be interested in more information about Kaia and Kaia developers, these are all the links that you will be going all out. And most importantly, you guys are already on X watching this. I'm quite sure what you do right now is crack on scanning the QR code. You'll be getting where you need the link tree, giving you all the resources. I know we do have some sessions for the Q&A, but we are way beyond the time that we have reserved for these sessions. I wish everybody has a good journey for this special edition AMA, and most importantly, for the learners and for our soon-to-be certified developers, EVM developers, your time, your 14 lessons sticking together with us for all these. Thank you very much. And we are looking forward to many more to applying for these bootcamp in the future versions. And we are looking forward to everybody come across and interact with the Kaia ecosystem. The perfect scenario may be building your mini dApps to start with on the Line messengers. If not, having some dApp on Kaia will be good. And later on, you can think about it, extend it. All in all, we are here to onboarding the Web2 users to Web3. This is Kaia. This is us. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Tofu Story, staying for longer than an hour with us and contributing this amazing content for every audience right here. That would be the end of the sessions. Thank you very much for your attention, and we will see each other next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Neil. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.